they looked at me. Well, that was a smooth start. Well, here we go. You may notice we're moving backwards. We have to do that because we don't have room here in Silver Plume to turn the train around. In fact, we can't even turn the locomotive around. So we leave it in that reverse position, but put it on the back of the train so it can lead us down the mountain. Once we get to the Devil's Gate boarding area, we'll run that locomotive around the train, put it on the front so it can pull us back up the hill. What you're riding on today is the reconstructed portion of the Georgetown, Breckenridge, and Lakeville Railroad, or GB&L for short. The first rail line up into the mountains was the Colorado Central. They built west out of Denver in 1870, following Clear Creek, through the towns of Arvada, Golden, Idaho Springs, finally reaching Georgetown in 1877. Well, that's when the GB&L was formed to continue the line on west to Silver Plume, with the idea of going from further west, tunneling under the Continental Divide to the next ridge of Leadville. However, once they built about 5 miles west of Silver Plume, the parent company of the GB&L acquired another railroad, which already came into Leadville from the south. So they canceled their plan of taking this line beyond the divide. They cut it back to Silver Plume, and that's where it ended. The Georgetown, Breckenridge, and Leadville Railroad was 4.5 miles long. If you look off to the left and down below us, you'll see Clear Creek running right beside us. We are in Clear Creek County. To take this thing to that creek, Georgetown is the county seat. And that water looks a bit cold and maybe it is because that snowmelt is still coming down into the top of the divide. We'll see more of that creek as we go down the mountain. Although this was just a starting line out of Denver, it was a very successful railroad. It brought the diners, the families, and supplies up into the mountains and took back the rich gold and silver ore to Golden and Denver for processing. This went on, however, only until 1893, because Congress repealed the Sherman Silver Purchase Act. And the price of silver soared. Most of the mines were forced to close, and the railroad had to look elsewhere for revenue. On that revenue is tourism. The Georgetown Loop had grown nationwide, if not worldwide, as a scenic and engineering marvel of the 19th century. Thousands came to ride the train. As many as 7 trains a day would leave Denver, bring people up over the loop. They'd have a picnic lunch in Silver Plume, and then back over the loop to Denver in time for supper. There was another tourist line that hooked onto the end of this one right here in Silver Plume. It was the Argentine Central. It went up and over Leavenworth Mountain to the small mining community of Waldorf. 11,000 Southern, my man. This is really curious. Tell about 1920, because that's when people fell in love with the automobile. Passenger traffic suffered here on the railroad, and in 1927, they canceled their passenger service. There were still a few freight trains for the next 10 years, but by 1938, things were so bad, they filed to abandon the line. In 1941, all the track and bridges from Silver Plume back to Golden, even the spur line leading up to Black Rock and Central City, had been taken up and sold for scrap. This would have been the end of the story, as it was for many of the small Colorado mountain railroads. The Colorado Historical Society had visions of rebuilding the famous Georgetown Loop. In the early 60s, there was talk of putting an interstate highway up this valley. The Historical Society intervened and convinced the highway was started in 1973 by the United States Navy Seabees. In 1975, we had enough track to run our first train, and we've been running every year since then. In 1984, the new high bridge was completed. This is our 29th season now of running the entirely rebuilt Georgetown Loop. In a moment, we'll be going around a curve. This is a very sharp curve. In fact, we'll be making a 180-degree change of direction on this curve. If you look off to the left, you can see the tracks that we'll be on once we complete this curve. We call this the high fill because it took 4 years of hauling in rock and dirt to bring the grade up to where the railroad could cross this very low area. Once out on the curve, if you look down on either side, you can see there's not much dirt to be brought in to bring the grade up to this point. This is also a scenic part on our ride today. Look off to the right. Once we clear the trees, you'll be able to see all the way down the valley. You'll see the high bridge with the town of Georgetown in the background. It's quite a view. The area to the east side of the curve was once called the ballpark. 100 years ago, there weren't any trees down there. In fact, there were hardly any trees in the valley. They'd all been cut down for various reasons. When there was plenty of room to build a baseball field, that's just what the miners did. They'd come here on a Sunday afternoon, their only day off. They'd have a picnic lunch with the family, and they'd play baseball. Somebody told me they might have been the original Colorado Rockies. But I knew better than that because these guys only played minor league ball. Minor league ball. There's a tough crowd today. I'll tell you, a tough crowd.
It is Friday the 13th.
Our railroad, like the original GBNL, is narrow gauge. That means the tracks are spaced 3 feet apart, whereas most of the tracks here in the States are standard gauge, 4 feet, 8 and 1/2 inches apart. They like narrow gauge here in the mountains for several reasons. First, it's cheaper to build. That's always a good reason. Also, the cars are smaller. They're able to negotiate the very sharp curves, like the one we came around on the high fill. Because the cars are smaller, they're lighter, and more easily pulled up the steep mountain grades. This grade we're on right now is the steepest on our line. It's a 4% descending grade. That means for every 100 feet we travel, we drop 4 feet in elevation. Another reason they like the narrow gauge here in the mountains is because the road bed didn't have to be as wide. That meant a lot when building through a boulder field. That's the one we're entering now. Look off to either side and imagine building a railroad through an area like this. Remember, they didn't have the heavy equipment that we have today. These large boulders had to be hand-drilled, packed with black powder, and then blasted into smaller pieces so they could be moved by hand or by horse feet. It was difficult and dangerous work, but there were hundreds of narrow gauge railroad built here in the Colorado Mountains. As we round this curve, we're going to cross Clear Creek for the first time since leaving Silver Plume. Silver Plume is just a short ways upstream, but we've had to twist and find our way to get to this point. As we cross the bridge, look off to the left and you'll see just how fast Clear Creek tumbles down the mountain into the Georgetown Valley. If you're taking a picture, you might want to hold your camera high or you'll get a shot of the inside of the bridge. It's called dry stone or dry stacking. These rock walls are about 130 years old and still standing today. We had those rock walls built about 15 years ago just to maintain stability. As we leave the cut, we will arrive at the Lebanon Mine Station. those of you taking the mind tour, this is where your mind tour will start. Once the train is stopped, as indicated by one toot on the whistle, carefully make your way to the third car on the locomotive. That's the one I'm speaking from. Be sure to bring all your personal belongings with you, as we'll be making a complete round trip and picking you up on our next trip down the mountain, so you won't miss any of your train ride.
This is the view from the Georgetown Loop train at the Silver Mine stop or depot or whatever they call it. Yeah, the Lebanon Mine Station, actually.
You're a tease.
Getting hot? Fingers crossed no train crashes today.
Mommy will pick you up instead.
Now, those of you not taking the mine tour, if you look off to the left, down where those folks are gathering, to the left of them is a wooden portal at the side of the mountain. So that wooden portal is the entrance to the Everett Silver Mine. The Everett is a sister mine to the Lebanon, which is a little further down in the middle bar. When I say sister mine, that means they're joining someone. In this case, it's 1,200 feet back under the mountain. In that same area, there's a drain pipe that comes down from the highway. Follow that drain pipe in a line of sight back above the highway to the rock face, and you'll see a hole in the rock face. It's underneath that metal netting they've got up there. Well, that particular hole is level number 5 of the Lebanon Line. Lebanon has 6 levels. Level 4 was lost in Level 3 is the ground level. That's where the tours are given. Levels 1 and 2 are both underground and flooded with sewer flushing out the spring water. I learned a lot of things on that mine tour, like what you get when you drop a piano down a mine shaft. A flat minor. I'm having trouble today. We're now approaching a clearing, which is the site of the Hall Tunnel. Now, the Hall Tunnel was supposed to be a transportation tunnel built through Hollywood Valley. That's not to our right. In order to bring the ore from the mines on the other side to the railroad. Of course, you got that again. However, once they started tunneling their way through the mountain, they struck the rich veins of silver. The Hall Tunnel became the Hall Silver Mine. Moving off to the right side, you'll see a rock diamond trench that leads back to the entrance to the mine. That rusty piece of machinery is an Ingersoll Rand air compressor. That was used to power the drills and also to ventilate the mine. And next to that is the foundation of the old boiler house. The hall, which is one of many rich producing silver mines in this valley, that helped make Georgetown a silver queen of the Rockies. As we make this next slight bend to the right, there's a break in the trees on the left-hand side. You'll be able to see down the valley and catch a glimpse of the high bridge, which will soon be crossing. But if you look right down below us, you'll see some railroad tracks. We'll be on those tracks shortly, but in order to get there, we've got to go on down the valley, cross that high bridge, come back to the other side, cross the creek again, and then we'll be on those tracks. Seems like a strange way to lay out a railroad. We've done this way for a good reason. The towns of Georgetown and Silver Loop are 2 miles apart, but they differ in elevation by over 600 feet. then cross back over the creek and loop or spiral over the original track. They then wound their way on up the Silver Moon, the same way we wound our way down. And by doing that, we were able to keep the grade at 4% less. Of course, that 2 miles became over 1/2 mile. Back in the 1880s, the loop was originally built, and several other places in the world would use a loop or a spiral elevation. But in all those cases, the crossover point was in the tunnel where you couldn't see it. Here, everything was out of the open, with the upper track crossing the lower track on a spectacular curved iron bridge. That whistle signal means we're about to cross the Dunhai Bridge. Those of you wearing a hat or a cap, you may want to slow them down because it can be a bit breezy out there on the bridge. Pretty trivia box. This bridge is 300 feet long. It's built on an 18 1/2 degree curve, which is unusual for a bridge like this. And even though it looks level, it's on a 2% grade. We'll lose 6 feet in elevation as we cross the bridge. Notice those wooden platforms on either side of the track. Those are historically correct. The original bridge had those, as did a lot of the other old trestles from the late 1800s, because they held water barrels, just in case the ties on the bridge caught on fire. Remember, they were using those coal and wood fire locomotives then, and they put out a lot of sparks. Once out on the bridge, if you look to the right, you'll get the bird's eye view of the town of Georgetown. While to the left is our Devil's Gate boarding area. Further up the valley, you can get a look at the Sunshine Peak up there. It's snow left on it. Probably we'll still have it around the 4th of July. Now, if you want to look straight down, there's Clear Creek again. This time it's almost 100 feet below us. The bridge had been torn down in 1939. That monument was placed. Years later, the bridge will be rebuilt and trains again, operating to the loop. Our track today, locomotive number 9. This is an oil-fired steam locomotive built in 1923 by the Lima Locomotive Works of Lima, Ohio. This is a Shay type locomotive, that's S-H-A-Y, named after its designer, Ephraim Shay. A Shay locomotive differs from a conventional side rod type locomotive, and this has 3 vertical distance with a drive shaft. That runs the entire length of the engine and the tender. It is geared to all 6 axes. I guess you could call this an all-wheel drive locomotive.